First off, thank you very much. And I can tell you this, I have no desire to sit here again, unless we're getting rid of somebody at our choice. But we sure don't want to lose anybody else. So we're truly excited about today. The Chancellor and I talked, I guess, a week ago when all this came down, and we decided we were going to do this quick. We were going to make the right decision. We're going to move forward, and we're going to do better than we did last time. And I think we continue to do that. And we're just thrilled to have Chris today and introduce him as our new athletic director. I mean, this is a guy that knows how to roll his sleeves up and get it done. I look at Chris, and I see a lot of myself in Chris. But to be a Cougar, to play football here for 3 years, and for his team to vote him captain, that ought to tell you about the integrity he has and what the people around him think of. You always look for leaders in life, and I just think that we've got the right guy. He got to work here. He got to go out and work for another great university, in the University of California at Berkeley, and learn. I always believe that people need to go out and see how other people operate, because everybody operates a little bit differently. This is an exciting time for University of Houston with everything we have going on, especially in our athletic department, which we are talking about today, with our new football facility, our new basketball arena. We have an extremely good football coach, an extremely good basketball coach, an extremely good baseball coach, and women's sports are doing well right now. And one of the things that I told him, we don't want to be successful just at the big three. I want our women's sports to be as competitive. We want our women's tennis team, our volleyball team, our women's basketball team, and gosh, I'm not going to name all of y'all, and of course our swimming team and all the others, but we want to be successful at all sports, not just the big three. And I think this is the guy to get us there. We did this quick. We only had a few people involved. Gerald McElvey, Board of Regent of mine, helped me tremendously in this, and I appreciate your guidance and your. I'll let him ask Chris all the good questions, so I could be the good guy. So. But great job, Gerald. I really appreciate it. And I don't think Spencer's here. So, and of course, the support from all of our Board of Regents who are here today. Hopefully, any other of our Board of Regents here? Ex-chairman or whatever? I've got our student regent. Glad to see you here. Glad to see it was so important to him. But it's Tuesday, a busy day, and we're just thrilled. And Chancellor?
Thank you. I totally agree with Chairman. There's just never been a better time to be a Cougar, to be in Houston, to be involved in the athletics program. You know, if you look around, you can see that, you know, we have had our former athletic directors who have really left, each one left the university better than what they found it. They have built a foundation. They have truly built a platform for us. If you look at it, you can see the facilities that we have now, $260 million worth of investment. Beautiful facilities. Some of them are probably best in the nation. We have extremely good coaches, very competitive coaches. We have great talent in our student athletes. We've got very involved fans, excited fans, and very engaged students, and even faculty tailgates that are worth joining, you know, and enjoying. We have all of this, but what happens when you have all of this, when you have a good foundation, you got to figure it out how to build a good structure. When you have a good platform, you need to figure it out how to launch something big. So along with all of this, our expectations have gone up as well. We expect to win national championships. We absolutely expect to be playing in New Year's bowl games. We expect to be in Omaha. I'm waiting for that. And we expect to be in Sweet 16. Yes, I mean, our expectations are high. So when your expectations are high and when your launch pad is right, you look for a leader who has everything, the skill set, a vision, commitment, courage, but I think most importantly, who has passion. Because you can train people in other things, you can send them to workshops, you can never train people in how to have passion. So when we were looking for our new athletic director, I think we found all of these things in Chris. He was here as a team captain, I believe, when Andre Ware brought his Heisman Trophy home. He has been here. He has been at NRG, and he was director of football operations here. Then he went to University of California, and he honed his skills there. And from there now, this was the right time to bring him home so that he can help us do what we have always been dreaming of, all the goals that I've outlined. This is an extremely challenging job. I would be the first person to say that. This is a very interesting job, very important job, but at the end of the day, this is probably one of the most gratifying jobs in the nation. We are building something here. We are building something special in the 4th largest city in the United States. So with all of these expectations and with all of these dreams that we have, I think we have found the right person. So to you all, I present to you your next athletic director, Chris Pezman.
Thank you all very much. Thank you. You know, I keep saying this, and I found myself, if anybody that knows me knows I talk a lot, and I found myself many times at a loss for words, and if I pause, just bear with me because I'm trying to find the right words to fit the moment. 1988, almost to the day, I was one of those young freshman football players, and we were going to Hawaii to go play in the Law Bowl. And to see and feel those kids out there that are getting ready to start have that same opportunity, and knowing I was there with them, and I see many of my former teammates over there that kept me out of trouble while we were there. It's an exciting time. First, it's important that I thank Chairman Fertitta and Chancellor Couture. It's not every institution that has the ability to have the alignment with the regents, with the university administration, and with the athletic department to define success and to define expectations. And it's not just expectations of winning, it's winning at a high level and sustaining that as we move forward. It's a challenge that I welcome and one that I know we will be able to achieve together. Somebody that I know isn't here today that's part of our department, I'd be remiss if we all didn't think about him, is Mike O'Shea. He's a wonderful Cougar. His wife is sick, and he's with her. We spoke, and if anybody gets a chance to give them a prayer or shoot them a text, they're a great representative of what we all aspire to be as far as their commitment to the university and to our student athletes and their growth. I'm looking around, and I'm seeing a lot of former student athletes and some current student athletes. Would you all do me a favor and stand up for a second? I just want to give you guys and give this room a chance to recognize you. Stand up, Holly, you guys, Jay, all you guys stand up today. Hippery, come on. Thank you. Jason, Leroy. The current student athletes, they're what we're here for. They're the lifeblood of this institution and of this department. And you can build incredible facilities which have been done here, but what we put in them with the people, that's what we're about, and that's what we will be about, is having great people. To our donor community and our supporters, thank you. I see a lot of familiar faces. You guys have been here through thick and thin. Looking forward to a lot more thick, some really good times. The University of Houston community, the vibrance that comes with having played on campus and seeing what happens here when we play Louisville on a Thursday night and how this place rocks, and the student section and the cage sway, that's an incredible image. And we're going to be able to replicate that very soon in the Fertitta Center. I look forward to that. To the city of Houston, because we are the University of Houston, and the support that we receive from the city. And of course, and certainly last or least, is my wife, Marisol. Marisol, please stand up. Thank you. She and my kids have been incredibly patient with me during this process. When I told them we were moving to California, they had this look of horror. You know, they didn't know what we were getting into. And when we told our children Sunday night, our middle daughter started crying, and it scared me. And I wasn't quite sure, and she was actually crying over tears of joy. She was so excited to be coming home. She knows what this institution and this city means to us. And our son and our youngest daughter couldn't be more elated. So you'll see them soon. They had finals this week, so they weren't able to join us. You know, when you come back to your alma mater and you're in this industry, you know, sometimes it's a job. But coming back here, in every facet, it means more. And, you know, it means more energy, more effort, more dedication, commitment, all those things. It just means more in every possible way. And I look forward to leading this department in that sense. Just make sure I don't miss anything here. As we strive, and as we met with the staff just prior to coming over here, several points that we'll emphasize is excellence, as we mentioned, in every facet. In the classroom, you know, I brought up DeJuan Hines this morning. He's a young football player on our team that's graduating. A young man graduated with a bachelor's and a graduate degree, and switched positions 3 times and was an all-conference linebacker this year. That is the epitome of what we're looking for in the kids that will represent us moving forward. As we represent ourselves in competition, what we succeeded and achieved 2 years ago in the Peach Bowl, it's not going to be a one-hit wonder. It's going to be sustained success in those areas. Our men's national championship team, the 4x100 with track and field. Baseball, hosting regionals. Swimming, diving championship this last year. 5 conference championships last year, and 11 of 17 teams participating in postseason play. Those are the levels of excellence that we expect to achieve and we will continue to achieve. You know, the university is going through a period of unprecedented growth with the recent acquisition of the medical school, with the leadership of Chancellor Couture and Chairman Fatita and the Board of Regents, and the facilities that we're building. It's a very special time to be here. It's quite an honor for me personally to be here. You know, you find yourself, it's humbling. You know, when you're younger, you think you're ready for this opportunity, but I'm not sure if it's ignorance or arrogance. When I got the phone call from Chancellor Couture Friday, there was a moment of sheer, you know, excitement, but there was also a moment of, you know, anxiety, because you realize it's your institution, and you appreciate the magnitude of leading the department through this period and leading it for a long time. I don't plan on being here for 1 year, 4 years. This is my life. This is my home. This is Houston for us. This is everything. So I'll close with just, I couldn't be more excited to be here to lead your program, and looking forward to continued success. And those of you that I haven't had a chance to reach back out to yet, don't take it personally. I went from about 5 Twitter followers to about 5,000 over the course of the night. I'm trying to get back to everybody as quickly as I can. And those of you that don't own season tickets, I know who you are, and I will find you. Ready to get started.
Well, congratulations. It's great to have a Cougar, and we just want to win, and we know you're going to be here for lots of years, and we really got the right guy. We're really happy.
Thank you.
With that, we're going to open up the questions to the media. If you have a question, raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you.
Chris, welcome. You hear these championship expectations, and this is big stuff. How do you do that? How do you navigate this wildly changing landscape of intercollegiate athletics from here at U of H?
You do it every day. You know, you're engaged. It's about having the right people, supporting them, giving them the resources to be successful. My job is to eliminate excuses, and by doing so, giving them the resources to be successful, to get the kids in here to be successful academically and socially, and on the field. That's my job. That's what I'm responsible for.
Welcome back, Chris.
Hey, Joseph. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Just curious, from the last time you were here, how beneficial going somewhere else was for you, just to get that experience, get that role that you had there, and kind of set you up to be in position for this job?
It's invaluable. It's that university in many ways replicates many of the challenges that we face here at the University of California, or at the University of Houston. At the University of California, they have similar challenges, trying to define themselves in a large media market, trying to sustain success. They have it in some of the Olympic sports, but trying to do that in the primary revenue sports is key. Having been there through changes, unfortunately having to make a coaching change, but being part of hiring a new football coach and seeing that and putting together a great staff, being part of the senior management team in a very diverse campus that's socially charged. You get a little bit of everything in Berkeley, and it will serve me well here.
I kind of want to follow up with what Chancellor Couture had mentioned. This university in the last just alone has undergone a huge transformation athletically with the new facilities. All your major sports coaches are in place, so that's not a priority. What's your, I guess, the road, the early path that you'll take in terms of what you see as a priority with the athletic department?
Sure. We actually we stuck on to campus last night and drove around. And I was here about a year ago in town and made a point of coming through campus. But just even in the last year, my wife actually started crying at one point just from the sheer amount of change that had occurred and what a different place it is and how excited we were. So right off the bat, reassessing, getting to know everybody. It has been 4 years since I've been gone. I have stayed in touch with people, but there's a lot of new faces. Getting to know who they are, what they do, and how they fit as we move forward. That'll be my initial assessment. And then also being as active as I can be in the community, raising money, selling tickets, making sure that we have a great environment when people come onto campus to experience the University of Houston, because it's not just a sporting event, it's an experience for the campus, and making sure that they have a great opportunity when they come back. And then also getting to know the coaches and understanding what their needs are and where they are in their program and where they feel they are headed. So it'll be a lot of talking, a lot of listening.
You touched on what this means to you emotionally to be home. How did this place shape you? How did this place get you to this point in your career where you're ready to
Sure. It sounds like an interview answer, and maybe it is. And I shared this while we were talking. Every step I took along the way was intentional, with the hope of being able to come back here. I started here as a student athlete, was a graduate assistant, went to work in the AD's office as an administrative assistant, sat outside the door when the Southwest Conference left us out, was there when we joined then Conference USA, and then was in that role. And Chet Gladchuk came in and went into an operations position, was in that for a few years. Every one of those steps helps shape you and get a better understanding of what you believe will lead to success. Had a chance to work for a sports marketing company for about a year, and then joined Reliant Park, which is now NRG, while they were shutting down the Astrodome and building the convention center and opening the stadium, and when the Texans were an inaugural franchise. You learn so much, either through contacts, seeing things done the right, and more often than not the wrong way. Mistakes that are made that you realize, hey, those are opportunities to grow, and you file those away and hope that you don't make those moving forward in the future.
Tillman, does this hire just feel different? I know you mentioned it now. Does it feel different to get one of your own, and was that a priority to find someone that maybe not had so much had ties, but that could be here for the long haul?
Definitely. We were the one thing we were going to make sure is whoever came here stayed here because they wanted to stay here, or we were going to lock them up to stay here. And we didn't have to do that. I mean, Chris wants to be here. Chris wants to help us get into a Power 5 conference. I'll say it again. It's just a word. You can win the NCAA basketball championship and not be in a Power 5 conference. Many times throughout the decade, teams that aren't win it. Same in baseball. And in football, if the University of Houston would have gone undefeated this year, they would most likely be playing one of the 4 teams in the playoff. It's just words, and do you get a bigger budget? Yes, because of television. That's really all it is. It doesn't mean that you can't compete to the highest honors in any sport. It's just a word. And do we want to be there for TV? Absolutely, because it's just all about money. And if you have more money, you get what you want. Look at the Houston Rockets. So yes, we want a bigger budget. We want a bigger budget at the University of Houston to be more competitive. But that's no excuse not to win, because you do go look at other schools' facilities. If you look at these facilities around here now with baseball, basketball, football, training facilities, we're a Power 5 conference. And Renew and myself, and we're just ecstatic to have a Cougar. And he's ecstatic to be here. And his family's ecstatic to be here. And we appreciate it. And we just think this is going to be great. And we're just truly excited.